What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about GTA 6. I know I'm going to go with the hype train, baby. I'm actually a few days removed from the hype train. I hope it's still hype. I think it's still trending on YouTube and stuff right now. And I really just want to give my thoughts on it because I haven't really been able to. I've had to work so much. And I wanted to make a video really today. It was really announced and Rockstar confirmed that the next GTA is going to be revealed with a new trailer in December. And I wanted to get on that hype train a little bit quicker, but lo and behold, you got life and everything like that. So I'm here now, and I really just want to talk about GTA 6 for a minute because we don't know a whole lot of shit about it. I know there were some leaks. I believe earlier on, I think was it last year? I want to say last year there was some gameplay out. I could have been wrong, but it's either this year or last year. My years are running together like crazy, but I know there was quite a few gameplay videos in very very early development of the two main characters. I think one character is called Lucia and the other one is Jason. I think I could be wrong on that. So we've seen a little bit of gameplay. We've seen some things about it. Very, very early development. We don't know really how new that gameplay is, or if that's shit from 5 years ago. We really don't know. Um, but really, the whole point of this video is, there's five big things that I hope GTA 6 does, and really the inspiration behind this video is one, just to give me an excuse to talk about Grand Theft Auto. This is a series that I grew up with, as many of you have. And I really wanted to find an excuse to talk about GTA. I love these games. I love Rockstar. I literally just finished playing a few missions of Red Dead Redemption 1. I know Alan Wake 2 is out right now, and I'm over here playing Red Dead Redemption 1. My gaming has been totally fucked. But I wanted to find an excuse to talk about Rockstar games. I love Rockstar games, just like many of you are, especially if you clicked on this video. I really just want to talk about GTA 6 and some five things that I really want to see in GTA 6, especially after coming off the heels of GTA 5. So anyway, with that being said, enough introductions. If you wouldn't mind hitting the hitting the like button, subscribing for more content like this, I really would appreciate it. With that being said, let's get into GTA 6. So I have five things listed here. Obviously, I have top of the list, I have bottom of the list. I think I'm gonna go smaller and then go to the big things towards the end of the list. So just bear with me here. Let's start off with number one. Okay. And by the way, if you see me look down, I'm looking at some notes here. Um, I really would like to see more interiors of buildings in this game. So listen, this game is coming off the heels of GTA 5, yes, but it's also coming off the heels of Red Dead Redemption 2. And you guys, if you guys are not new to this channel, you know that I love Red Dead Redemption 2. It is my favorite game, pretty much my favorite game of all time. I know it's not perfect, but man, it does a lot of things right. It does more right than it does wrong. And I think one of the things that Red Dead 2 does really, really well is it has those interiors and being able to go into a whole lot of buildings and the world just feeling more alive. And we'll get more into that, as we go down this list here. But one way of making the game feel way more immersive is being able to go into any building I want to. I understand that with limitations, obviously there's going to be limitations. You're not going to be able to go in every single building. Liberty City, I know it's got skyscrapers just like Los Santos was in GTA 5, so I don't expect to be able to go into every building in the game, but I hope a lot of buildings are very interactive. That you can go into and let me be able to interact with the people in there inside these buildings. Maybe there's other activities, maybe there's other side quests in these buildings. I know this game's not an RPG, but maybe there's someone in these buildings that are like a special connection to what you're doing, for just maybe you're just trying to earn some income, or if it's something to do with a main quest. I think it'd be really really cool to have different interactions inside these buildings, as well as being able to go into them, because I feel like GTA 5 is severely missing that. I actually went back and played that a couple nights ago. I have not had a whole lot of time to play games, but when the whole news of GTA 6 really came out, I was like, you know what? Let me download GTA 5 again on PS5 and let me just play a little bit. And I played it for like an hour. And man, I was so bored. Not because the game's bad. I've beaten the game like 2 or 3 times now. But it just feels like the world just isn't as alive, And I think a lot that has to do with not being able to go into a lot of the interiors you pass by. I feel like that's a huge, huge, huge missed opportunity for GTA 5 because it does a whole lot of things right, but it also goes and it also backslides on a few things. And I'm glad that in Red Dead 2 they improved on a lot of things that I had issues with in GTA 5. But we'll get into that. Yeah, more interiors of buildings would be awesome. I have my number two, but I'm actually going to move that down a list because I think that has more to do with the more important stuff on this list. So we're going to go with improved physics, and improved physics also goes into my number three. So number two is improved physics. If you want to see great physics, play Red Dead Redemption 2, play Red Dead Redemption 1, play GTA 4. GTA 5 does not have great physics. Now, yes, it has ragdoll physics, right? Like if you straight up, if a dude's running at you, you shoot him with a shotgun blast. Yes, they react and they fall over, they flop around, sure. But they don't really have the physics that I like reacting to certain things. Like in GTA 4, if you shoot somebody in the leg, they're grabbing for their leg. They screaming in pain that you shot them in the leg. There's actually a gameplay of a guy that I watch on YouTube. His name is Solid Rev, and he put a gameplay up on his channel. I might try to find it and I'll put it here. I'm not too sure if I'll be able to find it though. But essentially, what happens is this guy comes around the corner. You're like in this hospital or something. You shoot this guy's hand, and he looks at his hand after you've shot it, and he starts screaming. That's the kind of shit that I want to see in GTA 6. I want to see them react to what happens to them. A prime example of that is like Last of Us Part 2 or Last of Us Remastered on PS5, where the enemies react to wherever they get damaged on their body. And I think that just adds to the immersiveness. It also adds to the combat, where it's almost like you have to be a bit more methodical with what your next move is. Do you want a kill shot, or do you just want to incapacitate them for a bit so you can pick them up and take them somewhere, or throw them in the back of your car, or whatever, whatever the case may be. I don't know what kind of things and other activities and what all you'll be able to do in GTA 6 that has not been revealed to us. But I hope there's more to the physics as in a sense that if I shoot someone in the arm, they react. Maybe if I shoot their arm, the arm that they're holding their weapon with, maybe they have to switch it to their other arm. I think that would be super sick, super immersive, and I think it'd be a major step up to GTA 5. And not to shit on GTA 5, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like GTA 5 doesn't have some of this, but I don't think it has it to that point of GTA 4. I think it took a back seat in GTA 5 as far as the physics goes, and I think from there, let's go to my number three. Okay, we talked about physics, so now let's talk about gunplay. Gunplay and just the gameplay as a whole. One thing about Rockstar Games, and I'll even go to Red Dead 2 on this because it's kind of, I guess I wouldn't say it's a negative, it's more of a gripe that a lot of your player characters in these games, they move like a fucking refrigerator. They're so blocky, they're so stiff. And I know they try to explain it like with Arthur Morgan, kind of makes sense. He's a bigger guy. Puts a little bit more heft in his step. You got your holsters and your bandolier and your rifles on your back, so you're gonna be slowed down. I understand that, but also too, I'm also playing a game, and I'm not saying I need to have Apex sliding around, double jumping shit. But I would really like if we had a bit more like of a nimble protagonist. I'm not saying they have to be Spider-Man level or Nathan Drake level, matter of fact, but just being able to vault over certain obstacles or being able to duck behind cover, or if I need to sprint right at somebody, maybe they're shooting and they're missing me, I can run right at them, tackle them to the ground, and it doesn't feel as stiff because I think that's just, but I think honestly, if that's not fixing this game, I'm not really going to be too upset about it because I think it's a Rockstar thing. A lot of the characters in their games are just very stiff movement. It's just not a lot of fluidity, but it would be really nice if we had that. And I think when we mention gunplay, gameplay, you have to mention the gunplay. And I really think that, and this is just going off of the hour or so I played at GTA 5. I feel like the combat in that game is very, very underwhelming. I feel like the guns are just not. They just don't pack a punch, bro. They just don't. I think GTA 4 does it way better. And I think Red Dead 2, obviously, Red Dead 2 came out quite a few years after GTA 5. But Red Dead 2 has phenomenal gunplay. Now, you're using older weapons and things like that, so obviously you have to. It's not like now where you can have more semi-automatics and shit like that. But I feel like the combat R2 is super punchy and super satisfying. GTA 5 feels very weakened. It feels like they didn't really put a lot of focus into the gunplay, and I would really, really like that. I think in a game like this, when you're doing a lot of shooting, and let's say there's a lot of heists, there's a lot of mowing down police officers or whatever, whatever the case may be, you're in the gang warfare or whatever. I think you need to have the weapons available to you, and I think these weapons have to feel deadly. I don't feel like GTA 5 does a very good job with that. As a matter of fact, I feel like all the guns kind of suck, with the exception of the shotgun. But I mean, how do you fuck up a shotgun in a video game? Shotgun's obviously the best gun you can probably ever use in any video game ever, because it's really hard to not be able to replicate the power from that. But in this game, I feel like the pistols are garbage. I feel like all the assault rifles are garbage. The sniping, oh my God, I forgot how bad that shit was. I was sniping from like a couple. I think I was just shooting a few civilians. I'm not gonna lie, but I was shooting them from a distance, and I'm using my sniper rifle, and I'm like, wow, this shit is trash. It was not good at all. It felt terrible. It felt like weak as hell. It felt like I couldn't hit my target. It just felt, honestly, the gunplay felt like it was just, at the end of the day, just kind of shoehorned in, because they were like, holy shit, I forgot, this is GTA, and you actually have to shoot people in this game. So I really hope the gunplay, if it's just as good, and I would hope it's better, but if it's just as good as Red Dead 2's combat, I'm all for it. Make the gun sounds way better. Make the bullet impact. Again, we talked about that with the physics. Make the bullet impact mean something. Let me blow someone's head off. You know what I mean? Let me blow people's heads off in this game. I don't know if you can do that in GTA 5. If you can, let me know. But I'm almost positive you can't. I could be wrong about that, but I just don't really remember that in GTA 5, and I feel like it's such a missed opportunity, especially with all the shooting you can do. You get all this cool weaponry. Yeah, I want some headshots. I want some brains busting, man. I gotta have it. I know I sound disgusting, but listen, I just watched Terrifier 1 and 2. I need some fucking brains, man. So yeah, I hope the gunplay is greatly improved. So anyway, let's go to number 4. So number 4 and number 5 are gonna go hand in hand as well, but I'm gonna go with number 4 first. Well, I tell you what, let's switch it up. I'll go number 5, then I'll go number 4. Let's make number 5 my 4 and my 4 my 5. And number 4 is a dark and emotional story. Now listen, I know we're playing GTA here, so I know a lot of the GTA games, especially with GTA 5, is a mock on like current society. You're gonna have a lot of jokes. You're gonna have a lot of just making fun of political propaganda and everything else. We know what we get with GTA. But I think, me personally, I think GTA 6 would benefit greatly for having a more dark and emotional story. Yes, have your moments where there's some kidders. Make the main characters kind of funny, right? Like, one thing I love about GTA 4 is I think Nico is hilarious. Even though he's a more of a serious character and his story is serious, Nico Bellic is a pretty charismatic and funny guy.
Nico, you want to go on a date? Come on, what's wrong with you?
Okay, who is she?
That's the thing, it's a guy.
Fuck you.
And he doesn't even have to try. He just is funny. And so if they make these characters in this game, that way, I'm fine with it. But I hope it's more of a serious story. GTA 5 tried. There were some thematic moments, especially with the whole thing between Michael and Trevor was supposed to die instead of Brad when they did that heist in North Yankton and all that stuff. That was serious stuff. But it kind of felt to me, and maybe I'm in a little bit of a bubble here. I felt like it was a bit out of place for the tone of that game. That game in general was a very more of a lighthearted, crime story. That's essentially what it was. It wasn't dark like GTA 4. GTA 4 has a lot of goofy moments too, but it just had a very darker feel. I don't know if it's just the tone of the game, the setting. Liberty City was just kind of daunting, I guess. And the story fit well with that representation of Liberty City. So I don't know if it come down to tone. I don't know if it come down to story. I just feel like GTA 5 just did not give us a serious story.
Look, we do what we gotta do to survive. This thing, it didn't work out the way it was supposed to.
Oh, how was that, huh? With Brad in the can and me in the ground, or both of us in the coffin?
Brad got shot. You saw it. He didn't make it. I got shot. I did. That's it.
I think the only thing that didn't go as planned was me showing up on your doorstep 10 years later. Mikey, I mourned you.
And I missed you. But I got a fucking family, Trevor. We were all gonna die. He did die.
You reptilian motherfucker!
I didn't want it to come to this.
Yes, you did! You just don't have the fucking balls to do it! But I do!
I got more to lose than you.
Never a truer word has been spoken, brother. Now pull the fucking trigger! You ain't got the guts. Take the fucking shot!
There's a lot of laughable moments. It did make me laugh. But I mean, everything with Trevor and Michael and everything going on with the FIB, Franklin and Lamar, which that was hilarious. It's iconic. Their conversations are awesome. Your yee ass haircut. It's fucking great, man. So I enjoy that stuff, but I think I would like to see a more serious story. I hope that the story between Jason and Lucia, if that's their names, I really hope their stories are really good and they intertwine well. And that leads me really to number 5. And I hope that the side missions in this game are worthwhile and are also meaningful. I feel like in GTA 5, again, I go back to that. I know it sounds like I'm shitting on the game, but I'm really not. It's just things that I want to see. I think it's a natural progression to want these things. I hope the side missions are better than GTA 5. GTA 5, I felt like a lot of their side quests were very gimmicky. They were supposed to be funny. They were supposed to be wacky and zany. And I want some of that in my GTA as well. I hope they have a few of those, like the alien side quest where you're tripping balls with Michael, Trevor, and I think mostly Michael and Trevor. I don't know about Franklin. I can't remember. But I like those missions, but I felt like there was too many of those types of side missions to the point of I didn't have any more emotional weight towards these characters. I really want to care for Jason and Lucia. I want to see their story flourish. I want to see each one of them as a character flourish, and I hope that because you can play as both of them. I mean, I'm thinking back to like Spider-Man 2, right, with the seamless transition from Miles to Peter, Peter to Miles. I hope it's the same way here, where I can play as Lucia and I can switch on the fly, go to Jason, and have my own set of quests, just like they do in GTA 5. Only, I hope that some of these quests give a little bit more depth to each individual character. That way, when you bring these characters back together and they're doing these main story missions, you actually really care about either one of them. You don't want something to go wrong. You don't want their plans to go awry because you care about them both and you want to see what their stories, you want to see their story together, but you also want to see what they have going on separately as well. And really, that's what's going to make them better characters, because when they do come together, it'll feel way more satisfying, you know, if that makes sense. I really want this for GTA 6. I really want to care about these characters because as much as I love Michael, Trevor, and Franklin, and their chemistry is off the charts, I never fully care for them like I do Arthur Morgan, like John Marston, like Nico Bellic, CJ. You know, even I cared about CJ and what was going on in his story, why he came back to Grove Street and everything else. You know, with his mom getting killed and like this, the weight of all that, and then trying to bring Grove Street back to his side of things. That story, even though it gets really wacky at times, it makes you care. You know, at the end of the day, it makes you care. And I think that in GTA 6, I'd like to care about my main characters. And you know, I think if they make a darker story, and then also too, when they do have side quests where they're separate, if you make them like really emotional and make me really want to do these side quests. You know, it's okay. You can have the Mount Chiliad shit. You know what I mean? You can have that stuff, but just make these side quests have more weight. Make them come into contact with other characters that are also in their life, and maybe some things happen that makes them feel a certain way, and maybe it's so immersed to the point where whatever happens to you in these side quests, that character will talk to the other about the things that they experience, and they have to work together to get through it. I think that would be super sick. I think that would just make me love these characters more. And that's all I want from GTA 6 is make me love the characters. But I think that's 5 things. I could probably think of 5 more things. Obviously, there's obviously the big elephants in the room. A world that's alive. Again, that goes with the immersiveness of going into buildings. You want the world to feel alive, just like a lot like GTA, a lot like Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue tied here. Where you'll be out in the open world and you're seeing people build houses and cut down trees and shit like that. I think I would like to see that here too. Obviously, not the same capacity, but I would like to see that the world is alive and thriving. There's people in it that are doing real people shit. Um, I think that would be very beneficial to this game, and it would just add more to Jason and Lucia's story. I hope that there's plenty of places to go. I hope there's plenty of things to see and do. Um, and all in all, man, I'm really excited for GTA 6. I could probably think of a few more things to add to the list, but those are my 5 major things. Let me know yours down below. Are you excited for GTA 6? When do you think it'll come out? My prediction, if we're getting the trailer in December, I don't know if this is a more of a want or it might happen. I don't know. I think me personally, and I could be very wrong about this, and I don't know shit. Okay, not that big of a channel yet to be. I mean, I don't care if I had 500 subscribers or 500 million subscribers. Rockstar is so tight-lipped. I predict that GTA 6 will be available of October 24. I do think we're going to get it sooner rather than later. I think they're getting close. And I'm also thinking about the trajectory of when they released the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer and when we got the game. I feel like we got to be close, but it probably won't be till like the end of 2024. At least I hope so. 2024 is looking to be super stacked with games. So super excited to see what happens. Let me know your thoughts down below. And yeah, with that being said, can't wait for GTA 6. And we'll see you in the next one. Stay dead, my friends.